Hi Fiza. Hi Sohail. Hi Rian. Hi Hamza. Uh, Guys, we are waiting for a few more participants to join in the webinar. We'll start in next couple of minutes. Uh, Hi Soni.
Hi, hi.
Hi.
Can you start or there is an echo from your side? What we will do, we will wait for a couple of minutes,
Okay, sure.
2 minutes, we will start.
Hi Soni.
Hi, hi. So let us start, Mujahid.
We can start.
Yeah. So good afternoon, participants. So this is the uh, second in the series of Aspire series. So uh, again, a warm welcome to all of you to come here. So basically, this is to share the knowledge what I gained and to hear from you, also from the participants to learn more on contemporary business topics that's what we will be discussing here. So today I thought of as the part of actually the second one, I thought of discussing a very pertinent and relevant topic. The topic is sculpting new and innovative business strategies. And a recent McKinsey report, which is very recent, like 2 3 months back, which says that 50% of the business by 2026, which is not very far away, hardly around 2 3 years from now, will come for most of the companies from new business and new territory and completely virgin business. So it's a very big thing. So our as business leaders or we organizations are ready? So that's the question we are here addressing. So most of the people will be very okay to continue what they are doing because that is the main revenue stream or that's the habit which you have cultivated. We will keep on doing selling or manufacturing the same thing and marketing the same thing. But this big insight says that 50% will be something new. That is happening because of the business disruption in the digital world and other thing which is happening. So let us go ahead and see. So it's a 30-minute webinar series. So towards the last, we will have some sharing of ideas and questions. So as I told you, 50% is the new business which will be coming. And in Europe, 80% of the leaders believe new business is a priority. So as I told you, pandemic has actually forced this change. That's one of the factors which has actually changed or accelerated this change. Are we ready? That's a question we are here addressing. We are not talking about mergers and acquisitions where the growth is inorganic. Here we are talking about pure organic growth. So something related to the business you are doing, but not exactly what you are doing. Might be it can be a new territory, it can be a related adjacent product, something like that. So it can be going to new geography, a new channel will open up for you, might be a different business also. And what it says from my experience, the more you do, the better it is. Because once you are a very large organization, which we can see from a lot of other people, other companies, which we are going to examine in the next slide, that it is very difficult for people to adapt to new thing when you are for donkey's years practice selling something or making something. So what it says that when you are doing it more and more, when you are creating, cultivating these habits more and more, you become better at it, because the learning curve is very tough. That experience curve is very critical, and it is tough for the organization and for employees to change your thinking, that paradigm shift, everything. Some good examples. I've majorly focused on the Indian examples along with actually a foreign company, 4-5 companies which we will be talking about here. So let us see. So Asian Paints, which is a very successful company in India, which is today, we can say proudly, around 9th largest paint company in the world. So if you look at their turnover, they were hardly around 8,000 crore in 21-22. In 10 years, they have tripled their turnover from 8,000 to 25,000 crore. So if you look at their ability to expand in the core decorative paints is much difficult, because they already have a decent market share of 60% in India. So majority of this turnover was coming, which is 10 years back, from only from paints, which is around 99% from paints and only from India. But today, if you look at, if I see this pie, around non-core paints, which is like kitchen, bathroom, already 800 crore is already there. And in Indian business, this is, they are exporting to close to 60 countries. That is also a substantial chunk. And today, Asian Paints is not a paint company, it's a building material company. They are venturing into everything, whatever it is possible, whether it is a window, whether it is construction chemicals, everything, we know that. So they are aspiring to become a 50,000 crore company in the next 7-8 years, with major growth coming from the non-paint, the core non-paint. Another company which is from very close to our industry is Pidilite, very successful company, which emulate Asian Paints in different manners. So if you look at this graph, from 5 years, 5,000, they become 8,000, a 34% growth. They are aiming to become a 25,000 crore company. So you all will be knowing Pidilite for basically for, the Fevicol, but how much you can sell with a Fevicol. There is limitation. So, but they are also innovating in the area of Fevicol, but the major growth is coming from other businesses, just like the construction chemicals and a lot of abrasives, additives, etc. So that's their key focus now. So now come to the other company, my previous company. That's also a stupendous growth story. Just around 10-15 years back, they were below 1,000 crore, now become 5,000 crore. When their growth catapulted or multiplied, because I am very closely associated. If you look at, they sell 40 million the chrome plated taps in a year. Around 5 years back, exclusively it was only the taps. But now, if you look at, they sell around 10 million pieces of light, whether it is a tube bulb or the decorative light or the chandeliers, etc. This is one of the area where I was associated. 2.5 million of ceramic fittings, then water heaters 4.5. So around 115, 20 million. So 50% of their bathroom fitting sale, equivalent to that 50% is contributed by non CP fitting sales, which they are exploring. And around 5 years back, you can think about Jaguar only in India, but now they have put their foot and the presence in 60 countries, including the major countries. The success is, as I told you, the learning curve is, that experience curve is very tough. So for all these, the bottom four, because if they want to focus only on this faucet, which is the CP fitting sales, it would have been easy for them, no new learning. But the growth possibility, they would have stagnated at 2,000, 3,000 crore. But this is very tough in terms of logistics, learning new business, going to new countries, an Indian company getting acceptance. So these are pretty tough. And today also it is tough. So they are doing that tough job. Then Saint Gobain. Saint Gobain has put a very aspiring target of tripling their what they are doing, which is roughly around 10,000 crore. There's actually a space which is very close to me. So to 30,000 crore in next 10 years or 8 years. So they are, Saint Gobain is known for glass, but they are making themselves available in the entire business of building material. So it's basically the light construction material. When I say light construction material, the non-steel, cement, etc. And they are hugely focusing in decreasing the carbon footprint. So another thing which they are trying, which none of the building material company has till now tried, is going to B2C, that is business to the end consumer directly, because most of the people try only to distributors, dealers. So uh, they are trying this. So they have a lot of effort which is made there in terms of the digital, in terms of the logistics, etc. So that's another area. And another one, the Fujifilm. So Mujahid, would you be able to touch, because it would have gone the Kodak way, but you know, uh, there, if you look at here, they are not a film company now. They are a healthcare company. They have a lot of other products. In fact, if you look at their film, it's less than 10%, and it's a big company. It's a very big company now. So it could have easily gone the Kodak way. So Mujahid, any comment? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, guys. I would just like to put some limelights on what Sony just shared about Fujifilm, because I was associated with them for 3 years, working with them, heading marketing. What Sony rightly said was, if they wouldn't have gone or diversified from their core business, you guys must have always heard about this Fujifilm when you talk about taking a picture. Okay, right now you guys, we are into millennial Gen Z stages. Okay, but then earlier there were those iconic photo films which used to come. Okay, right now also if you go to photo studios, you would see that people click pictures from digital cameras, but there are few who use those film rolls. So when it came to talking about those roles, two iconic players which were always there and who existed in the industry, one was Kodak and the other one was Fujifilm. That's how. But Kodak disappeared, okay, because they did not diversify, whereas Fujifilm diversified into various sectors, keeping their core business intact, which was photography. Okay, they diversified into digital photography, into DSLR cameras, mirrorless cameras, keeping that core intact. They diversified multifaceted, where they got into X-ray films, which are used in your medical industries, X-ray equipments. Okay, they are also used in tire industries, okay, for checking the pressures of your flights, your airplanes, okay, the cargo ships, which are huge. Plus, when you look at there's something called as recording media, which is called as LTO, then graphic systems, then printing devices. And as far as healthcare is also concerned, they are also contributing towards the CSR. Okay, if you detect a very serious cancer in terms of mammary glands, okay, so the breast cancer is also detected, and they are driving it to a next level, where they a few years back their tagline was only innovate and go ahead. Now they have changed it, okay, because they are diversifying. They say that never stop. They never stopped, and that is how these guys have sustained in the business. Okay, so the agenda which Sony is trying to cover here is for the it has become a priority for the new leaders to look into the new arenas of business or diversify. If you don't diversify, you will die. What happened with Kodak? And that's what I wanted to say about Fujifilm. Sony, you can take it ahead here from you.
Thank you, thank you. That was a great insight. So that's a real story of actually a company which would have faced challenge. So now if you look at everybody is trying, but so let me move to the next slide. So what as business leaders or as employee, as organization, we should do, you should look outside. You should always break the comfort zone of your key hero or that main segment, because if you are myopic and if you keep on looking there, then you can't find out new areas of improvement or new areas of growth. And finally, there is a limitation. So if you look at the company where I am working, which is Asai Glass, so we have 80% of market share in car glass, which is the windshield and the sides and the back, etc. But that's a very niche segment. So like you can't go beyond 80-85%. So what we are doing, so we move to building material. Then in the building material itself, we have moved to UPVC aluminum windows, then facades, then fire glass. In the car also, just like the go mechanic way, like in the automobile, we are trying to reach to that space where uh, whatever spare parts or which is needed for the customer, we are happy to provide. So that's the exploration we are doing, but it's in the initial days and initial years. So that's what explore new opportunity with your with anchoring on your key strengths. As I told you, the learning curve is really tough initially, both for the employees and for the organization. You need to spend. So when I was in Jaguar, though the lighting business is only 300 crore, whereas actually that core CP fitting, chrome plating, faucet business is 3,000 crore. The amount of advertisement money we were putting into lighting was equally there. So there was a lot of debate like, okay, we bought in Deepika Padukone as our brand ambassador, whereas Jaguar faucet never seriously advertised. So, but later, okay, later we dropped that brand ambassador route, and we it become much smoother. It's not completely smooth now. So that's on the advertisement part. So on the logistics, procurement, so the channel, finance, everything, it is really tough because a lot of customer satisfaction issues comes there. So you don't have the talent who can support you, like you need to hire talent from outside. So explore new geographies again, Jaguar. So like, or any other company, Asian Paints, people would not have thought about them moving ahead. So, but if you look at, I'm sure a company like Asian Paints, though we think that it's an Indian company, it's Asia's third and world's ninth largest paint company. I'm sure that by the sheer number of the pieces made, Jaguar also will be a very large company. So since it's a private company, we don't publish results. So, but I'm sure that they will be in the top world this thing. So this would not have been possible if you are roaming only in India, if you are not taking that tough route of going to new segment, new channel, new geography, etc. So these were the things which I wanted to share with all of you. So like the business scenario is tough. It is disruptive. It is becoming much digital, just like the right example everybody mentions, which is Kodak. So like that digital moment happened for Kodak might be 20 years back, but that digital moment is hitting each and every organization now. Very disruptive. The world has become pretty local, so the competition is intense. Anybody can come anywhere, so you need to look for avenues outside, otherwise you will get killed one day. So this was the message, or this is actually a message for me, for my organization, for all of you in whatever you are doing. So if you keep on doing whatever you are, then I think that's not enough. So you need to, in your everyday, you need to look for avenues, opportunities outside what you're doing. So let me take off the screen now, and let me check any questions are there. You can put it in the chat box, or if there is no questions, what we can do, we can conclude, Mujahid, through a small photo session.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for being so patient. And on the occasion of Diwali, we are doing and conducting this webinar. Happy Diwali to everyone. And thank you so much for taking out time. Guys, you can ask any kind of questions. All kind of questions are welcome. Please feel free. And you can also switch on your video so that we can take a picture. Okay, a group picture for the Aspire series, if you can.
We will share the PPT so through this thing. So whoever registered, we will share the PPT.
Any questions, guys?
I think there are no questions, so we will click with available people a picture.
Absolutely, absolutely. We have done. We have clicked the picture, Sony. Okay. Thank you everyone for being so patient. Best thumbs up point for new startup. I guess Sony, there's some question.
Yeah. Best thumb point for actually new startup. So that question completely I don't. Yeah, so I don't understand, but yeah, so this is an encouraging point for startup, which has a lot of possibility. So somebody has an idea, this is the best time. So because a disruptive period is the best time to start a startup, and this validates, like, new businesses are going to come and take over the 50% of the existing business. This validate the points that startups are going to have more impact than the traditional ones. And the big ones are actually behind the startups. So like if you look at all these big companies which I mentioned, they are eagerly waiting and joining the startup journey. Even 20-30 crore companies, whether it is in the digital. So if it's an Asian Paint is a large company, might be they want to acquire a digital marketing company. So they want to acquire a travel company. So they want to acquire in the adjacency. Sleek was a lot of this thing. Sleek Kitchen was an acquisition. Then the bath fitting is an acquisition. So a lot of things which is happening. Right? Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Mujahid,
you.
for
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
happy Diwali to all. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, Sony. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Bye.